plan what's next until you figure out that space between uncertainty and then the space of what's next. To me is the word possibility. So when you start to say, okay, I understand that these things are uncertain, now what's possible? And then once things are like, okay, I know what's possible, then I can actually have an action. And then that's what the what's next come after. But today we're going to talk about the possibilities and how do we get to this space of possibility. So we're going to go through just some of the things and some of my thoughts and how I pursue possibility. And then we're going to do breath work, and I'm going to introduce the tapping technique. It's called EFT, Emotional Freedom Technique. Really cool. I've been doing it for about 3 weeks now. I'm super excited to share with you. It's kind of like acupuncture, but we only use our fingers. So, no pain. And I never actually had acupuncture, so I don't know if there's any pain, actually. But, okay, no pain. All right. But it's another method that we can use our fingertips along our meridians to release the stress, release anxiety, and just kind of release uncertainty. I'm going to use that. So that's the order of where we'll go today. And of course, we'll open up and have some conversation and discussion on like what it feels like and maybe even some things that you are experiencing while at home. Okay. So I read a lot, and sometimes I don't finish books. I like pick them up. I start with a few chapters, and not that I'm disinterested. I think I just get what I got from there. And I'm like, okay, I'm okay for what I received from this book. So I started reading the Four Agreements, right? And I love the Four Agreements. It's this book, you've probably seen it before, by Don Miguel Ruiz. Phenomenal book. And I came into contact with it several times. I picked it up, put it down, picked it up, put it down. Then I actually okay, I'm picking this up and I'm reading it from start to finish. So one thing I realized, I think I'm going to start finishing my books now because I got a little bit of it, but I didn't get the whole thing. And now I've read it to its entirety. I understand. So how I frame that, when you move from uncertainty to what's next, sometimes you have to sit and explore this possibility. It may be uncomfortable. You may seem confused. You might seem like you don't have everything you need. You might seem like there is something. Oh, sorry for the background noise. You might seem like there aren't any words that you can actually put in to even describe your situation. So that's a good thing. You want to be in that space. That's like your planning space. That's your planning space of possibility. That's your space where you can begin to discover and explore what's necessary for your next steps. So we think about right now being at home, and a lot of our normal routines, now we got a new set of normal, right? A lot of our normal routines have been, I would say, either completely changed, maybe they're not existent anymore, or maybe we just had to tweak them a little bit. So if we consider our emotional, our spiritual, our mental health, all those areas actually need that same kind of conditioning, the same questioning. Where are you? That check-in. Where can you explore a little bit more? Where can you dive in to the things that you need? So the Four Agreements are being impeccable with your word. That's the first one. The second one is don't take anything personally. The third one is don't make assumptions. And the fourth one is always do your best. Those make so much sense to me. Even when this book, probably before he wrote this book, those things kind of make sense, right? Like we might have learned like, okay, we can't take it personal. We definitely can't take the things that are going on personal. None of us did anything to make this happen, to make it go on. I should say we don't have any direct responsibility. You know, we might can argue that. But what can we now do in this situation right now where we're doing our best? We're doing our best with our time. We're doing our best with maybe connecting with platforms like this, maybe connecting with friends and family. Um, Maybe we are going outside to take our walks and keeping our social distancing, keeping safe distance. Maybe we're ordering our groceries and not going out. So just really doing your best in with what you have and how and just how you can, like what's available to you. What are your resources? What do you have that you can continue on this new normal and discover that possibility of like, I actually can do this. Yes, I've been counting down. Some people have a calendar. I think I've seen someone say day 56, day 35. So we all have whatever day this is for you, or like being home and being in this new normal. What can you do to develop the what's next? When these things are, when things kind of go back to what you're used to, what kind of tools are you packing in your like backpack, or like your self-care backpack? What kind of things during this time can you start to build up within, like I said, your focus mentally or spiritually, that really allows you to be able to move on to that next thing, to be able to action? Well, meditation is one of the things that I have found, and connecting to my breath, to be what's constant. Breath is not changing unless you didn't wake up this morning, but we all are here, so we woke up. Breath is the thing that's constant. So there's breath, there's possibility in even your breath. There's a way to learn and understand how to reconnect to your body without maybe external things. A lot of people think about self-care. You have to do something out, maybe on the outside. There's some type of, like manicure, pedicure, massage, social. I have to be out. I have to go take a walk and go take a run. But there's some things that you can do, just taking a breath, taking 5 minutes out of your day, writing in your planner. I'm going to check in with myself in the middle of the day and see how I'm doing, instead of waiting until bedtime and all the thoughts and maybe all the shoulda, coulda, woulda start to come in on what you could have done that day. Maybe do a check-in. There's possibility when you start to make and create that space of like, I actually have what I need right here. Enough of looking outside. I have what I have, and it's right inside. It's in us. We get one body, we get one temple. How are we going to care for it? How are we going to nourish it? Because if we don't do it now, within this area of possibility, there really isn't any what's next. What's next is you might be a total mess. And then when it comes up, you're like, man, I haven't taken the time out to really dive in on what I'm going to need. I also journal. In addition to like reading, I write. And I found that to be one of the most cleansing things for me, whether it's thoughts or ideas. Sometimes I just use my phone and do it audio if I'm not writing, just like, this conversation I just had just really frustrated me. I felt like I was clear. I felt like I understood. And then I record, and then I play it back. Let me hear myself. Because sometimes we don't hear ourselves. And if we're home alone right now, we don't have anyone to say, hey, you sound a little bit too spicy on that phone call. Or maybe you could have said just that. So really, when I say like tapping into your own voice and what your own resources, it really is you. We have this time where we can check in like, man, maybe I overreacted. Or maybe, you know what, I actually self-doubted myself. The whole day I told myself what I couldn't do. Man, am I that hard on myself? So like really just checking in like, okay, maybe for every negative thought that I feel like I am, I'm going to put a positive word on it and set it up. Like every time I'm feeling like I'm just in a funk, I'm going to say, you have the energy. You've had your tea today. Of course you got this. Even if it's like, you got this. Find your 3 words, like, you got this, or I got this, or I am enough. I am safe. I am at home. Someone said something about, oh, I'm stuck at home. And then I heard someone say, you're not stuck. You're safe at home. But I was like, Okay. I'm like, all right, I felt myself on that one. You're right. There's a lot of us that are essential workers and have to be outside. They might want to be at home. They might want to be stuck at home, but they understand that there's safety at home. So again, being in that possibility, using your words to constantly put yourself into a mindset of positivity. Um, don't think that you have to be this, productive worker bee and have things going on every hour of the day, because then you can't sit back and say, okay. I mean, how many of us have been at work or something like, man, if I just had one more hour, if I just had 2 more hours to myself before I came in, kind of start going back to those. And again, I'm speaking from this is my personal life too. Like, I'm sharing with you from where I've been. Like, I've been in kind of probably all the stages of like, I need to be out. I'm not ready to be home, to being like, okay, home is okay, to being like, I have my schedule from 9 to 9 with like 5 Zoom calls, and then I'm going to exercise. I'm going to do this with my girls, and I'm going to have lunch. I'm going to have dinner. And at the end of the day, I'm like, I don't think I did any of that, or I wasn't present. I was trying to check this, and now I'm overwhelmed and I'm exhausted. No possibility in that. So it's like, take your time. Take this time to breathe. Take this time to find different relaxation techniques. We'll learn a few today where we're breathing. I'm going to teach you this tapping technique, and maybe that may become something of interest, like just learning some different things where you can relax, where you can really nourish yourself. I don't know if I said this last week, but I thought about shampoo and conditioner, right? So shampoo, it cleanses your hair. So you're washing it, it cleanses, it gets all that stuff out. Shampoo also, though, strips moisture and oils. The conditioner kind of brings it back to that follicle. It repairs, it nourishes the hair, might give some bounce to it, and bring it like back to life, so to speak. Think about that with your meditation practice, your breath as a conditioner. Like, maybe you've had that rough day and you kind of got washed out. You kind of been washed out. Maybe you're serving and that washes you out, right? It empties your cup. How do you fill your cup? How do you bring that conditioner back? How do you mend yourself back? Give yourself some new energy, a new focus, kind of repair so that you have that balance. So I thought about those things when I was in the shower, and I'm like, this is so true, because sometimes I skip conditioner and I'm like, oh my God, my hair feels like sandpaper. And I'm like, I need to add some of that. And some days I go to bed empty. I've served, I've taught 3 yoga classes, I've done meditation, I've been a mother, I've been a partner, I've been all these things, and did nothing for Tiffany. So like, I went to bed, and then I'm supposed to wake up in the morning like buoyant and vibrant, and I'm not. I'm peeling myself off the pillow. I'm like literally peeling myself off for that next day. Use this time while we're home to really hone in on how you can condition yourself. Okay. All right. So that's us like looking into possibility. Thank you, Liz. Looking into possibility, conditioning as a part of your possibility. All right. So the tapping technique. I just started, and where I feel for myself, I am not a master teacher, a master healer. Um, I do learn a lot of things, and I don't hoard my resources. I don't hoard things because I'm like, look, this is working for me. Let's just try it. We can learn together. But there are 9 meridian points, and the tapping, we'll use 2 or 3 pads of our fingers to tap on the points. So we'll start with the karate chop point, and that's right here on the outside of the pinky. And we'll just use our fingers and just kind of tap on the side of that pinky. And so what these meridian points, all of these are connected to the stressors in our body. All right, you ever think about headaches and switch to the other side? Headaches, tension, tight chest, your face hurts, your headaches, all those things. A lot of it, so the meridian points are connected to the different parts of the body. I am not super well versed, but I know that when I do this, there is some relief. And I feel less stress. I feel like I'm letting go tension. So this is that karate chop here. And then we go to the wrist. So the wrist, just tapping on top of the wrist. And you can flip if you just want, just for, if it feels just better. I always say it's going to feel weird at first, like, oh, I'm tapping myself. We're going to add some words and some meditation to it when we're all done. And then from here, we're going to go to our eyebrows. We're going to tap from the brow line into both the front of the brow to the end of the brow. And this is lightly, and if you can think pads of the fingers. And we're going to go down to the side of the eyes. So right on the side, right in that crease, and be gentle. You don't want to poke the eye, so right here. And then we're going to slide down to underneath the eye. So right there. And you can alternate too if the tapping just feels a little weird. And you probably can start to feel some of those nerve endings that's right at the nose and the top of the lip. And then from here, we'll go right here underneath the nose. So right at the top of the lip. And you want to make sure you're getting right in the center there. That's where we want to release some of the tension. And then we'll move to the chin. So right in that crease of the chin, right underneath the lip, tapping and breathing. And then from here, we're going to slide down to our collarbone. So there's a small depression here, right, where that throat, we can kind of feel the voice vibration. Then there's the bony parts that's here. But then we're going to slide the fingers down till you feel that first dip, that first dent. That's where we want to tap. And again, you can alternate. Sometimes I go all the way to the outer shoulder, and come back. And again, I'm still brushing up on this, but it's been life-changing for me in the past 3 weeks. It's been feeling so good. And then from here, we're going to go underneath the arms. So you can cross your arms, or you can, go alternate right, left. So your pick. But under here, really get under that armpit, kind of right alongside the breast line, the bust line. Okay, and then come back to the wrist. Okay, all right, so now, we're going to release that. We're going to take 5 inhales and exhales. We're going to go flow right into our tapping technique. So just listen to where the areas of the body. And we're going to say some affirmations with it. All right, so get comfortable in your seat, sit up nice and tall, roll your shoulders back, and let us take a deep breath. Inhale and exhale. Inhale through the nose, exhale out. Inhale through the nose, soften shoulders, exhale. Inhale through the nose, soften with your exhale. With your eyes closed, you're going to move to tapping on the side of our karate chop bone, right on the side of the pinky. You're going to say, I am enough. Tap on the opposite hand. I am enough. Move to the brows. Say, I am able. I am able, as we tap on the brow. Moving to the side of the eye. I am willing. I am willing. Underneath the eye, we move to tapping underneath the eye. I am enough. I am enough. Moving to right underneath the nose. I have peace. I have peace. Moving right underneath to the chin. I am safe. I am safe. And slowly moving to the collarbone. This will be a longer sentence. I release anxiousness. I release anxiety. I release fear. I have what I need. I have what I need. I am peace. And then move to your wrist. I find joy. I find joy. I believe in possibility. I believe in possibility. Drop your hands down into your lap. Deep breath in. Hold it at the top. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. One more cleansing breath. Inhale. And exhale. Gently blink your eyes open. Namaste.